We're live, folks. Back with a new live. And yeah, today the title says it all. I'm going to give an unbiased book analysis. And disclaimer, no, I am not a Trump supporter. I'm just reading the book because I found it was interesting. Now, with that being said, I'll wait for you guys to get up in here. Let's see how many people are gonna actually come up in here. Hope it's titled and scary. But yeah, I might just start doing book analysis. Just cause, this is something. Might upload this to YouTube. Alright, now, going in. Alright, what's up? Alright, my bad. With that being said, I just got distracted by a notification. But now, going on to the book. I'm only going to show you the table of contents. You go read the book yourself. Yeah. Hold on, I'm going to show the title, the front page first. This is what the book title is, How Trump is Making Black America Great Again. The Untold Story of Black Advancement in the Era of Trump. This is by Horace Cooper. Now, I'm going to just show you the table of contents because I'm not going to show the book. You guys go read it yourselves. Now, this is chapter 1. Maganomics is restoring American prosperity. This is good news for Black America, for African Americans. And that's good news for African Americans. My bad. Cha-ching. You can take a guess what he's talking about there. Another brick wall. Why curbing illegal immigrants promotes freedom for African Americans. Stop or I'll shoot. Attention. Trump's strong military helps Black America. Unborn Black Lives Matter. And chapter 7 Trump restores MLK's vision of a colorblind America. Now, going on. I'm not gonna lie, like the fifth, not the fifth, like the fourth chapter is kind of a blur. And maybe not the third, but basically I'm gonna go in. Basically like what each chapter entails. So, with that being said, chapter 1, Maganomics is restoring American prosperity, and that's good news for African Americans. So basically, the economic policies that Trump has instilled basically helps white America, and if white America is doing good, basically, then Black America is doing good. But this is another disclaimer. I don't agree with everything in this book, and I know if any Black person reads this book, that they are not necessarily either into politics, they're not necessarily a Trump supporter, they're not necessarily a conservative or Republican. So just go in here with an open mind if you do read it. If you don't read it, I mean, that it's whatever. Now, I read it just because I found it interesting. I saw a video that mentioned this book, and, I decided to read it for myself. Now, with that being said, now going on. Maganomics, to the chapter, Maganomics, Maganomics is, Make America Great Again in economics. Like I said, Trump's economic policies that help white America, or America period, will help Black people in the long run as well. That's what the book is stating. This is not my words. The book is stating that, if these economic policies are instilled, that every race in America, including Black people, will be able to benefit from the economic policies that are instilled, for like businesses, just gaining money through the market, things like that. The second chapter, which is titled Cha-ching, is basically talking about how Black people have the opportunity to create, to make more money in America while doing so, while his policies and his laws are allowing Black people to make more money, to open up more businesses, have more success in businesses. Is something mentioned the low tax rates that he got from or was inspired by the policies of Ronald Reagan, John F. Kennedy, some other presidents. I don't remember the names off the top of the head, but those are the presidents I remember off the top of my head right now. So taking those policies of low taxation will help lower and middle class citizens gain more money and have economic freedom. Basically, that's the first two chapters, plots. Next, we have the third chapter, which talks about illegal immigration. So you can take this information with a grain of salt. A grain of salt. My personal feelings about this, like, it's whatever. That's my personal feelings about, but I'm gonna leave my personal feelings out of the third chapter. Not necessarily I disagree or agree with anything that goes on in this third chapter, but it basically states that, if there are stricter illegal immigration laws, that black people will have more of a chance of becoming, or not becoming, have a higher chance of getting the job. Because what the book states, this is what the book states, again, that illegal immigrants come over and take over the manufacturing jobs, all sorts of jobs that lower income, citizens usually get. This is an old Republican conservative argument against, illegal immigration or immigration period, that, they come and take up all the jobs, basically. That's basically what it's reinstating. So they're saying, well, the guy is saying, Horace, Mr. Cooper, is saying that if illegal immigrants are allowed to come over and, take up jobs like factory jobs, any jobs that a lower income, citizen would get, like someone who hasn't graduated college or even high school, someone, that works like level entry jobs. And with that being said, if, illegal immigrants come over and take those jobs per se, then it puts black people at a disadvantage of requiring income or providing for themselves on a societal level, I would say. The next chapter is Stop or I'll Shoot. This goes in on the Second Amendment and, police brutality, or, about how black people should respect authority. Mind you, this is just me stating what's in the book. So this is not my personal feelings about the book again. But with that being said, and if black people were more protected, which I do agree, I actually do agree with this part. If black people had more access to, guns, if they were least, what's a good word? What's the opposite of stricken? But if there were less, gun laws that are strict, then, black people will have a better chance of protecting themselves. If there's more armed black people in black neighborhoods legally, if there's more black people with gun permits, there's more black people with, protection at home, then it will lower gun crime in black neighborhoods or in black dominant cities. Oh, my bad. But I'm going back to either the first or the second chapter, when it talks about low, opportunity zones where small businesses can grow because of the low taxation. There's actually opportunity zones in the city of Baltimore. Baltimore has other cities as well, but Baltimore is listed as one of those cities. So that's, another benefit. And it also talks about how Trump permanently funded HBCUs and they get 13% more money from the state, I believe. So with that being said, that's another benefit that comes from Trump's policies. Next, going back to the Stop or I'll Shoot. So it's basically saying, black people should embrace the Second Amendment laws, and it's basically saying black people should respect, police. It then goes in on the relationship of black people and police officers, which we all know, we're taught to hate, police officers, and we're taught to not go to them when trouble happens, and things along the lines as us just being raised with this distrust towards, police officers, law enforcement. And with that being said, it goes in to say that police officers aren't here to protect us as individuals. They're only here to protect and serve the Constitution. They're not here to protect individuals or serve individuals. They're here to protect and serve the Constitution, which is that's their actual job. So their actual job is to protect and serve the Constitution. So if you're being unlawful, they have to arrest you. That's their job. So this is not my saying. This is Constitution. This is the book saying this. So I'm just the messenger. This is not my... again, I had to make this disclaimer. Again, hey, what's up? Next. So that's basically like the dynamic. It basically goes over the dynamic of black people and police officers. Next, attention. Trump's strong military helps black America. So it's basically saying how the military protects, the citizens. So it protects our freedoms. Even though our freedoms got over to Afghanistan years ago, it goes into that too as well. But if the military is strong in the United States, then it's better. It protects our rights better, and it will help us blossom. It's basically like every policy that affects America in a positive realm will affect black people in a positive realm. So it includes black people in that policy. So with that being said, it also goes into how black people have more of an advantage of becoming military, serving the military, even though it's low number of black people in the military, or a low number of black people in, high ranks. It also goes into state that black people have a better chance of passing their physicals, to get, benefits from the military, things like that. It also goes into how the whole Kaepernick NFL situation, we see how that aged. But yeah, I'm not even going to go into that. Now, chapter 6, it talks about unborn, like the abortions that go on in the black community. I've already explained. Went to Victor went to war with people over this. So it basically goes in how baby fetus lives should matter. This is a pro-life section of the book. So if you're a liberal, if you're a Democrat, a progressive, black, or just a black person that that supports women's rights or supports feminism, this is a chapter you'll probably skip over. You probably wouldn't read this book. So it's a chapter that you might not agree with. You'll probably skip over. But with that being said, it exposes what I've said before. It exposes how Margaret Sanger was a racist, how the idea and the concept of abortion is eugenics and birth control, things I've already said before. It states it in this book. And with that being said, it exposes how Planned Parenthood and Margaret Sanger, came up with a plan to depopulate black people, like I've said before. This is based, I'm not going to say anti-liberal book, but it goes in on how, the negativity or the historical tragedies that have been caused amongst black people by liberals and Democrats. So, to sum up, this chapter is basically talking about how Margaret Sanger and Planned Parenthood instilled the concept of birth control and abortions into the black community to get black women to, get abortions and things like that. Now, the last chapter, which is pretty interesting, that President Trump restores MLK's vision of a colorblind America. So, what the policy states is that, Trump is carrying out what Martin Luther King apparently wanted for America. And it was that black people and white people could be, or all races, could be unified in public spaces, such as schools, public events, things like that. No separation, businesses. And Trump tackling, civil rights laws such as the Brown versus Board of Education, the affirmative action law that I guess discriminates somehow against white Caucasians or white people and Asians. All those laws that Harvard and schools like that. He's basically saying how it puts black people in an uncomfortable spot because it pairs B students to A plus students, which I get. I mean, if you're able to get into Harvard, I guess it doesn't okay. whatever. Like I said, it's not my personal opinion. It's an unbiased analysis of the book. So, with that being said, like, I'm keeping my personal opinions out of my analysis of the book, and I'm just, providing information. So you just have to read the book for yourself. Like, I'm not trying to say too much about the book or everything or every detail that goes into the book, because I want you guys should read it for yourselves. And I'll be sitting here all day. And I'm not going to lie, I read 3 books in less than 24 hours. So a lot of these books are a blur because I've taken in so much information at a fast rate. So yeah, I'd say this is an interesting read, just for the sole fact that it gives you a different perspective of what we see when it comes to politics, or it gives you a different perspective of the president, because we get a biased perspective of the president in mainstream media. This is not me defending Trump. Is just like the simple fact, like, it's just biased in the media. It's biased from CNN, it's biased from Fox. So with that being said, just take the time and do your own research about candidates and whatever, and just read books, because you'll probably find something interesting that you didn't know. And with that being said, check this book out if you want. Would I recommend it? I mean, if you want to read it, then read it. I'd recommend it if you are someone who's into politics, someone who has an open mind, someone who supports Trump, obviously, someone who just wants to learn about, the policies of the president. For those who I don't recommend this book to are people that may be liberals, people that may be Democrats, people that care about, that are people that are pro-choice. I'd say stay away from the book. People that support immigration, stay away from the book. People that don't like conservatives or Republicans, stay away from the book. People that don't care about the politics, stay away from the book. But yeah, with that being said, that's my analysis. And yeah, it's an interesting read. So I do recommend this book for people just to read if they want to learn about this stuff. So with that being said, hope you guys learned something. Love you guys, and my peace.